What's up guys, Jake here with JakesGotHerps, not to be confused with herpes. Herpes is nasty, and today I'm going to be doing a reptile collection video. I know it's been a very long time. People have been angrily demanding a reptile collection video for quite some time, so today you're getting one. So first off here we've got my bearded dragon. His name is Nile. He's an awesome bearded dragon. He eats these red pellets as well as various greens and some pinky mice and insects as well. He's not the friendliest thing in the world, which is funny because he's a bearded dragon. They're generally quite tame. This one, not so much. He's a little bit on the feistier side, but he's an awesome bearded dragon. I love to watch him run around and eat. Just a phenomenal animal. Next up here we have my panther chameleon. His name is Karma. He's not looking very nice right now. He's shedding, as you can see, and he's also not a huge fan of me. When he generally sees me, he turns into this really dark color, and he's just not particularly a fan of me. He gets stressed out when I'm around him. As you can see, he's giving me the eye. Not a huge fan of me, but he's an awesome animal, definitely one of my favorites. And when he sleeps, he actually turns this really bright yellow color, and you guys have seen him when he's looked nicer, but like I said, they generally change color with their mood. So when he sees me, he darkens up quite a bit. His enclosure is 4x2x2. So you can see, I put his food in here, and he's got this big pothos plant. It's growing quite a lot actually. You can see some dead leaves in there, but it's gotten pretty long, as you can see. It's growing like all the way down here, but he's an amazing animal, definitely one of my favorites. Can you say hi? He's like, hell no, get the hell out of my face. In this bin we've got my baby musk turtle. He's doing pretty well. He eats fairly readily. He doesn't eat too much of this reptimin. It's quite a big container for a small turtle, but he doesn't eat too much of that. But I've actually got some mealworms and waxworms that I feed him sometimes. I got a waxworm here. Throw it in, watch him take it. He's awesome. He's a great feeder. And there he goes. Just a really awesome little guy. He's just in this 16-quart bin with his light, little basking area, and I put in a piece of pothos because I've heard that, look at him scooting away with his worm, but I've heard that if you cut a trimming off and you put it in water, it can still grow. So I'm gonna test that theory out, see if it grows all right. But yeah, look at him scooting around with his little worm. He's just the cutest little thing. I think musk turtles, especially his babies, are like the cutest turtles. Right here in this little 6-quart bin, we have my Kenyan Sambo, definitely one of my favorite species of snakes. They're just really cool. They have really awesome patterns and colors. This one's a nice bright orange color, and their eyes are really cool. They have like heads like little dragons. Their eyes are on the top of their head. Just a really awesome species of snake. I keep mine in a 6-quart bin on this aspen bedding, and he does very well for me. He eats frozen thaw pinky mice, and just a really cool snake. Definitely recommend these guys as pets. Extremely underrated. Down here we have my beast. This is my African bullfrog or pixie frog. He makes a mess of his dish. He puts all the eco earth in the dish and makes a huge mess, but this thing is an aggressive eater. This thing is fantastic to watch eat. He just gets so aggressive when he eats. I'll get a wax from here for you guys. You can watch him eat. He just devours everything, even things that you would think are way too big for him. He can easily fit down there, and he's gotten quite a bit bigger. As you can see, when I got him, he was about the size of a quarter. Now he's quite large, and there we go. And then once I start feeding him, he does not want to stop. He just goes crazy. He's probably gonna try and attack the camera right now. Look at him, he's trying to get me. He wants more food. Sorry, buddy. Down here we have my spider ball python. One of my favorite snakes as well. I say that about all my animals. I love all my animals. They're fantastic. But this guy's a great little pet. He's still a little small, but he's eating pretty well. And just a really nice species of snake. A really nice color mutation as well. Just really nice clean pattern. And just an overall really awesome animal. I definitely recommend these guys as pets. They make some of the best pet snakes. Very easy to care for. And overall just really awesome animals to keep. Up here we've got my IKEA rack. I got this bad boy from IKEA. They still sell the frames, but for some reason they don't sell these tubs anymore. They sell like wire bins, which is not obviously very good for keeping reptiles, but it's a really nice rack. Keeps things nice temperature with the back heat and the humidity as well. and overall it conceals animals quite well because I'm not actually supposed to keep things where I live. But you guys can keep that on the down low, I'm guessing. Right here is SpongeBob. This is one of my leopard geckos. He's a Tremper albino. I've had this guy for a while. You guys probably remember him. He was in some of my first reptile collection videos. But really awesome little guy. Definitely one of my favorites. Had him quite a while, and he's just an awesome animal. Hi, Spongy. Down here we have my biggest female leopard gecko. I call her Mama because she's laid the most eggs for me. Now none of them, only a couple actually have been fertile, and none of those actually hatched, but hopefully soon we can get her breeding. She's doing really well though. She's a beautiful animal. She is a Bell Sunglow het radar, so I'd like to pair her with a radar male and make some nice babies, but she's a really pretty gecko. Definitely one of my favorites. She's also very, very friendly as well. Just a really awesome gecko. Say hi, Mama. Yeah, she's awesome. If I could focus here. Another one of my favorites. I really love the leopard geckos. I definitely want to start breeding them soon because I'd like to kind of focus my animals a little bit more, focus my efforts on my collection on you know, breeding more animals rather than just getting a lot of random animals that'll probably never breed. In here we have a yellow anaconda, one of mine. They're not too much bigger, honestly, and people still give me shit all the time that they haven't gotten any bigger. They're still quite aggressive, but they don't seem to grow very much at all. Like I mentioned in my last video, I've been doing a lot of Instagram live streams, and I've probably been streaming for a couple weeks, and we've fed these guys on stream quite a few times now. They eat a lot, they eat very readily, aggressively, but they just don't seem to want to grow too much. But they're still really cool snakes. Hopefully eventually they do get bigger because they'll be quite a bit more fun dealing with aggressive anacondas when they're like 8 to 12 feet rather than like 3 feet. But yeah, they're really cool animals. And they're actually in the Lasiac now, so you can't actually transport them across state lines. So I got them in Michigan, and they're only allowed legally to be in Michigan, which is kind of stupid, but you know, it is what it is. Here's another one. This guy's just chilling in his water. I cleaned all my cages out before this, so this guy's probably just chilling in some water. He actually looks like he might shed soon. You can kind of see his eyes are a little bit cloudy, so perhaps he'll shed soon. But yeah, another really beautiful animal. I love the anacondas. The yellows and the greens are both really awesome. Just really, really cool animals. Probably not the best of pets, but they're still just really cool snakes. And then I've got a couple more geckos down here. In here is Jerry. This was my first leopard gecko, or for my first reptile rather, that I ever got. I got him when I was 9 years old, and I'm turning 21 on the 25th of this month of March. So if this video is out later than that, then wish me a late birthday. But yeah, I've had this guy for a very long time. He's an old man, but he's still doing very well. I hand feed him mostly now because I just want to make sure he gets extra special care, because this is like the most important animal to me. People ask me all the time what is my favorite animal, and I don't like picking favorites, but I really love this guy a lot. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do without this guy because he's just such an amazing animal, such an impact on my life. Really, having this guy, it's really kind of given me a little more direction in what I want to do with the rest of my life, and that's work with reptiles, and it's all really because of this guy. And he's just a beautiful, tame animal. One of the best animals you could ever ask for, honestly. I love the leopard geckos a lot, and that's why I highly recommend them as pets, because you know, keeping one at a young age really kind of changed my life. So if I can, you know, recommend a reptile for you guys, that would definitely be it. Down here I've got two more. This is a reverse stripe female, and she is also het for radar. I call her curly because her tail is kind of curly. You can't really see. I'll try and get her to move a little bit. Sorry, girl. You can kind of see her tail's curly. I believe that's due to incubation temperature fluctuations. A lot of these weird little things, like with snakes' eyes or you know, curly tail in a gecko, just weird things like that often can be attributed to incubation temperature fluctuations, like, you know, if the power went out and then it came back on, you know, cooled down, heated back up. That's generally sometimes can be the case. I don't think it's genetic. I'm not worried about her breeding. And so that's one of the females down here. And then the other one is right here. Her name is Nubby because she has a regrown tail. It was like that when I got her. It's getting more full, but you know, it takes a while. And she's a normal Het 4 radar. But she's still a pretty gecko. Just a nice clean pattern, and her tail, if she'll show it to us, actually has some nice orange on it as well. You can kind of see her nub there. That's why she called Nubby. They're trying to get out too. But yeah, but that's all I have in this room currently. And then let's go out to the other room and see the bigger snakes. Now I keep my bigger snakes in these really big plastic containers. You can get these guys at Home Depot, not the snakes, the containers. And I just got holes drilled in them, and it works really well for concealing in the heat and humidity. And overall, I just like them for my bigger snakes currently. Now I still have my bigger cages at home, but right now this is what I use. So this is my boa Reggie. You guys probably recognize him. This is my rescue boa I got, I think in like 2013. He's an amazing animal, one of my favorites. I mean, I say that about everything, but I really love my bigger snakes. And all three of them are absolute sweethearts. I use them all the time for educational programs. This guy's really fun because he's quite a bit heavier than the other two, but not so long. But he's a good snake. I emptied his water, or I cleaned out the whole cage, but I kept it empty because I knew he would flip it over, similar to what he's doing right now. And I didn't want it to be a big swampy mess when I filmed. But yeah, he's a good snake. Boas are awesome. If you haven't ever gotten to keep a red-tailed boa, I highly recommend it. Really any kind of Central American boa, or like your true red-tailed boas, you know, Suriname boas, anything like that, Hog Islands, they're all really cool. So definitely recommend, can't recommend boas enough. They're just beautifully tame animals. Not all of them, but mine is just an absolute sweetheart. I've had him for quite a while now, and definitely just really tugs on your heart. Now right below him is my Irian Giant carpet python. She's actually hiding underneath the hide, underneath a newspaper. You're silly. She's probably a little stressed out. I had her like a presentation today, so I just kind of want to let her chill. But this is my carpet python. This was one of my first snakes I ever got. If you guys remember, I got her also like at the beginning when I started my channel. She's a beautiful animal. I'd like to breed her at some point because I think she's just a really pretty animal, and I think producing some nice Irian Giant carpet pythons could be pretty cool. So I'm kind of low-key in the market for a nice male for her, get her a boyfriend. But she's an awesome animal as well. She's got a nice, cute little puppy dog face. One of the few reptiles actually that has a blue tongue, like the blue tongue skinks. The Irian Giant carpet pythons have, but she's awesome. One of my own, or pretty much my only live eater, but she's just an amazing animal. Again, I've had her for a very long time, and just absolute sweetheart. And last but not least, I have my reticulated python, Nectar, my one-eyed retic, my big old one-eyed snake. If you guys can pick up the reference, he's a beautiful animal, my largest snake in terms of length. Anyway, Reggie is actually the heaviest, but he's a really nice snake as well. I use him for demonstrations as well quite frequently. His head's a little scuffed up. He pushes like a lot of retics do on his cage, so I need to just make sure the cage stays super clean so it doesn't get infected, and maybe treat it with some like Neosporin or something. If I could focus here. He likes to climb out. Yeah, his enclosure is basically the same bin. It's always wet because he's always flipping over his water, which is why I have to clean it all the time because of those little scuffs on his face. But he's a really good snake, very inquisitive, and just overall a real sweetheart of a snake. I got this guy specifically for demonstrations because I wanted a bigger snake that was kind of tame. So I got this guy because Burmese pythons generally are kind of fill that niche of big snakes that are super tame, but they're hard to get now because of the Lacey Act. These guys are on it as well, but they're a little more common, at least where I live. So I got this guy. You can see he's missing his eye. But I got this guy specifically for educational shows and demonstrations and stuff. And he's very tame, very good for that. I just wish he would stop pushing all the time because his face keeps getting all scuffed up. You guys can see. I don't know why my focusing's so bad right now, but you can see he's got a bad habit of pushing all the time. So I just need to make sure I feed him a lot and treat it if it gets worse, and keep the cage clean so it doesn't get like infected or anything. But yeah, that's it for this reptile collection video. You're probably thinking that's it. Where's the gator and the turtles and tortoises and stuff? Those guys are all at home currently. The turtles and tortoises weren't necessarily mine to begin with. They were just kind of like family pets that we had. And the gator is actually getting an enclosure upgrade. If you guys remember the old reptile collection, or the old reptile room rather, that basement room where all my cages were, we're actually in the process of converting that into a full alligator room. So the finished product's gonna be like a 12 by 13 foot room, and it's gonna be really, really sweet. But it's gonna take a while to do that, and I was debating whether or not to upload this with or without the alligator in it. So I figured I would just do this video now so you guys can see what I'm working with, and then later on I can show you the gator setup and do another collection video then. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. My collection's a little bit smaller if you guys haven't already noticed. I'm just kind of focusing on getting myself right, I guess, if that makes sense, and just enjoying the animals that I have now, because I really do love them a lot. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it doesn't take me another like 2 years to make another reptile collection video, because I know you guys like them a lot. Say bye, Nectar. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Peace.